you know, I've watched you. Sometimes our people disagree with you, but I mean, I understand some of your approach. I mean, sometimes we take a hard bite. It helps us as politicians.
Nowadays, when I listen to you, I even panic.
Why?
Maybe, hey,
Why do you panic?
the way you, Papa, you know, Papa.
Figuratively, he bites as hard as he can.
Okay.
And of course, when he puts his fangs into you, you certainly feel it. I think it prickles.
Watch Johnnie's bite.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? And yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. And surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen. Assalamu alaikum. It's Friday. Welcome to Johnnie's Bite. Good morning. It's raining. You have to be safe out there. Drive safe. No overspeeding, overtaking. Especially if you're on the deadly motorway. It's become a death trap. We're all pretending that it is not. So you have to take care of yourself. Because really nobody cares about you. The people you want to care about you actually do not care about you. So take care of yourselves and your children as well. Protective clothing for them and warm clothing and all of that. Make sure you drop them at school. Don't leave them halfway. It's important. The children are the future. There's a gentleman who's misplaced his Ghana card. And we'll put it up here. His name is Apia Frederick. I had to black out all the other details. Apia Frederick is his name. Apia Frederick, if you are here around the frontage of TV3 by 12, you should be able to get your Ghana card. Apia Frederick. So if you know him, tell him that we found his Ghana card. Mr. Frederick Apia. Yes, your Ghana card is here. Now, aside that, this morning, I feel quite indifferent. Because yesterday I was so happy when I read that, oh, the NHI has been able to pay all the arrears. We're back to the international standard of 3 months. I said, oh, Bernard Okoboy has done something good. And I said that, oh, and then I read also that we have 17.2 million subscribers on the NHIs. I said, that's beautiful, which means that if somebody is sick, they won't come to you and say, give me money. And that's one of the lessons I learned when I celebrated my birthday last year, registering people for NHIS. I noticed that those who came to me to usually ask for money to go for health care, they now don't come to me anymore because they have their NHIS card. So I was happy. 17 million and more, and then now you've paid all the arrears and there's just a little left, and that we have recalibrated to 3 months. That's cool. Some of the staff of the NHI are not too happy about their conditions of service. We can talk about that. Then it hits me like a thunderbolt that while we have 17.2 million or so people who are interested in the NHI, and I've actually subscribed to it, you have your best nurses, you have your best doctors, you have your best paramedics, you have your best people, your best hands. They are leaving. Sure, the people, they are leaving. Your nurses, your doctors, they are leaving. 4,000 and more, they are leaving. And you ask yourself, why are they leaving? They are leaving because their conditions of service are not good. They are leaving because we have failed to focus on the people on the job because they know what the actualities are, and we are focusing on nursing training allowance and teacher training allowance. Even that one, it sometimes falls into arrears and we are unable to pay. Your best nurses are leaving. Your best doctors are leaving. So the question is, this 17.2 million people, we are happy they have all come to see the light and they have joined the NHIS. Boys NHIS. If they get ill and they go to the hospital, will there be nurses and doctors to take care of them? Yesterday, physician assistants, I saw, and they are also not happy. I spoke about their issue a few months ago. They have still not been taken care of, financial clearance and all those things. They are not happy. So when the opportunity comes, they will leave. And the immigration service has been told not to block them. So the best of your nurses, the best of your doctors, the best of your paramedics, they are leaving. Yes, you are populating the NHIS, which is good because the concept is that we all cannot be sick at the same time. But if you consider the economic hardship, the thinking that people have to go through, the stress on the roads, the bad roads and all of that, people will be consistently sick because we don't practice regenerative health in this country. Now, if they have to go to the hospital and your best, they're leaving, there's a problem. There is a big problem that your best are leaving. And the Minister of Health is sitting quiet. The Ghana Health Service is sitting quiet. The only people who are here speaking are the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association. They are the ones speaking. And they are speaking because they are seeing the figures. And they say by close of the year, if we are not too careful, the numbers that we see now, the 4,000 that have already gone, it will be doubled. People are leaving this country under the guise of going to do a PhD studies and all of that. They are leaving the country. You are dropping on the World Press Freedom Index. You are dropping on the Peace Index. You are dropping on the Economic Index. You are dropping on the Standard of Living Index. You are dropping on everything. And the whole thing has become a Casanova Republic. No action talk only. NATO. So the question I asked myself this morning is, with all these problems, yesterday somebody contacted me and said all the 28 special schools in the country, listen, all the 28 special schools in the country, they are feeding grant, not their entertainment grant, not their excursion grant, not their other grants. So all the 28 special schools in this country, they are feeding grants, they are food, feeding grants. It has not been paid for the first term, which has ended long ago, the second term, which ended long ago, and the third term. The children are vacating 4 times this year alone. First term, second term, third term. All the 28 special schools. So school for the deaf, school for the blind, school for the deaf, school for the blind. Jolo special school. So children with cerebral palsy, children with autism, children who are blind, children who are deaf. The feeding grant for their schools. 28 of them. We don't have money for them. But we have money to say that we want to now look at the Council of State to be rebuilt at 6 million. 6 million Ghana cedis. It's on the front page. Council of State, 6 million. 6 million Ghana cedis for Council of State building. It's on the front page of the Ghanaian Times. 6 million. All these schools, they have not been given their feeding grants. All these schools. But we have 6 million. Is there? 6 million. 6 million. Council of State, that is what is inside our head. We want to spend 6 million. How much will it cost to feed these children? How much will it cost to improve the quality of the working conditions of our nurses who are leaving? 6 million. The Nkrumah Mausoleum was turned into a park at a cost of 3.5 million. That is a tourist site that will rake in money. This Council of State, which will also advise the president, and the president can decide not to take that advice. They are asking for 6 million. Or we are contemplating using 6 million Ghana cedis to go and refurbish, listen, the frontage and certain aspects of the what do you call it? So the Council of State is not seeing that the children are hungry. The Council of State doesn't know that the children at the buffer stock, the people at the buffer stock, they have not been paid. The Council of State doesn't know that the so-called feeding of children in our schools is 97 pesos, and they have not been given at the primary school. There's not been increased. The Council of State is not seeing that even for secondary school, when they say 1 hot meal a day, it is 1 cedi 20 pesos, and that Koscielny Mekokra is 2 cedis 50 pesos or 3 cedis. The Council of State doesn't know. The priorities of this country, I keep saying it, the priorities of our country is becoming problematic. We want 6 million to do frontage and certain aspects of renovation. In Nkrumah Memorial Park, the whole thing costs us 3.5 million. We want frontage, 6 million. And you're asking yourself, where did we go wrong? How did Nkrumah do it such that we, now with the benefit of technology, now with the benefit of, what was Krobedu says, educational qualification? But look at the quality of leadership that Osagyefo gave to us. Cast your mind back. Now you have people Yale, Harvard, PhD this, professor that, professor this, professor that, professor this, and yet we are in turmoil. Play the video of the Engineer Kwabena Jepon for me.
We must be honest enough to admit that the Akufo We started out saying that we're breaking dependency on the Western donor agencies. The slogan Ghana Beyond Aid rang from the Jubilee House with intensity and vigor. But today, we lie on a stretcher before the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, and Ghana has become, in the eyes of many, a case study of how not to do it. Our party, the MPP, therefore, cannot afford to put forward those who led us to this state and expect Ghanaians to embrace them during the 2024 election. We need a new face, a pair of clean hands, a leader to reconnect with our base and earn the trust of Ghanaians. I humbly submit, I, Kabna Ejay Ejapon, offer the hope of a fresh start for Ghana.
So all the 10 are preaching, and I say, keep this in your mind though. I've told you what the issues are. If we had not spoken about the issues, we would all be focusing on IGP leak tape. I'm happy Speaker says, let's investigate it. But these are the issues. Nobody will throw us a red herring. Nobody will carry us on a ruse. Nobody will set agenda for the media. The media is setting the agenda. If the children in the special schools, the deaf, the blind, if they are fed, I will stop. If we don't talk about a ridiculous thing as spending 6 million for the frontage and rehabilitation of the frontage of the Council of State, I will stop. You are not even, people are even thinking as to whether we need a Council of State or not, because truly, in a traditional setting, when a king is installed, he comes to meet elders who advise him. Here, I am elected president, and I say, Janet, come and advise me. Miriam, come and advise me. Mamia, come and advise me. Who does that? And then even the advice that's given, you can decide to take it or not. Fix the basic problems. Food, clothing, shelter. That's at the base of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, 1943. Fix the basics. This one is taught to even in Form 1. Social studies and economics. Fix the basics. We have PhD this, we have PhD that, we have PhD this, and we are talking about a new vision. Not engineer alone. Even the vice president, who preached hope to us, who was part of it, is now telling us that he now has a new vision. Is that a vote of no confidence on the president? How is it that after 66 years, we owe bondholders? We owe all the stages of life. We owe our old people and pensioners. We owe our able-bodied people. We owe our able-bodied students. We owe our able-bodied people who are working. And now the people who are vulnerable, blind, deaf, everybody, we now are keeping everybody hungry. Only a few people are enjoying. What kind of life is that? What kind of life is that? School for the blind. School for the deaf. Feeding grant. January up until this time. It's not been paid. How? And we are thinking of 6 million. And you listen to some of the ridiculous things that we want to do, and you ask yourself, what happened? So where's the message of hope that was preached to us in 2016 and before that? Where's the hope? Honesty, opportunity, prosperity, education. That was the acronym for hope. These schools, they're asking for their monies. School feeding program, they're asking for an increase. We are not giving them. Buffer stock, they're asking for money. We got a minister who now says that, oh, are you a law student? Okay, you are not. You owe people, pay them. And I feel sad that after 66 years, school for the deaf, school for the blind, all 28 of them, they have not received a penny. And when the heads talk, they are victimized. So how do you want the headmasters and headmistresses, the principals and whatever it is, how do you want them to administer the schools? Then you come and tell me that you are contemplating using 6 million. Just in the same way you have dug the most expensive hole in the world. In the name of National Cathedral, and it's there. Let the cathedral designer, but you see what's happening globally. Maybe we should take a cue. The most expensive hole is there. And everything I told you, that once spirituality and religiosity steps into the way, common sense flees the room. But if the person is going wayward, we should be able to stand up and speak. You see, Dr. Mustafa Hamid, former information minister and former Zongo development minister, and now he's a big man at the MPA, the boss, the chief servant. He is a PhD holder and also a Muslim cleric, a sheikh. So his words carry weight. Academically, he's good. In terms of religion, and he's good. Spirituality is good. He put all together and said, if you get to a point where nobody can look you in the face and tell you that what you're doing is wrong, then you are doomed. In the days of old, the prophets could walk to the king and say, thus says the Lord. We have money for all these things. but we don't have money to feed. So when we finish the cathedral, who will go and worship in it? We have schools under trees. This morning, some of the teachers will become duty forecasters. As soon as they see the clouds, they will disperse the children. Even textbooks to teach, they don't have, but they will disperse the children. And here we are. Here we are. 2 days ago, somebody sent me a video from some place where children were demonstrating because they are teachers. They don't have teachers. The teachers come, there's no accommodation, and then they leave. Children, JHS and primary school children, they were demonstrating. We can do better than this. Good morning.